Hi everyone, this is Dr. Lynch, and in this brief video I just want to give you a quick overview of how to get started in our online course this semester. So a good place to start is pace.edu, and you can actually get into courses a few different ways. You can always click on current students, and current students will give you a bunch of links that are frequently used, including the one to Blackboard. You can also just go to blackboard.pace.edu. Then you click on login to Blackboard, and as you can see, my credentials are here already, my username and password, same as your email address for PACE, and you click continue. And then when you log in, you'll see something like this, though I probably have a lot more going on just because of all the different classes I've taught and committees and things like that, but it should give you a pretty good sense of how things are looking. And so you would look for your class. So for example, here, literacy in the content area, 7339, and then you'll see something probably like this when you log in. And so over here on the left, you'll see that there are a couple of kind of really useful links that are all we need to get through most of the course together. There will be announcements that will show up through Ask. I don't really use my tasks very much, but I think it's there by default. And you can click here and see the syllabus, and that'll load up, and we'll look at that more in just a moment. And then you'll also click here, the other big link to kind of note here, there's two others. One is the coursework link, which I'll click on in a moment. The other one is this group list and leader rotation, which will open a new tab. And we'll look at those again, both of those in just a moment. Coursework is where most of the action happens though. So if you click on coursework, what you'll see is you'll see a breakdown of, right here we have the week 1 learning module. Over the course of the semester, what you'll see is that other modules will be made available about just as their window of time begins. And if this proves to be a problem, sometimes students want to do readings ahead of time. There are other ways to do it rather than just accessing here, so we could talk about ways to do that. But especially for the first part of the course, we're going to just do it one at a time. And then when you click on this, you'll see some of the descriptions of what it is you're asked to do, and often you'll see videos and things like that. Now the course is a reflection of the syllabus, so it makes sense to kind of look at the syllabus for a moment. The syllabus is pretty standard in terms of what you'd expect to see. I give an introduction for what literacy in the content areas is all about, and then I focus in on the ways in which I'm asking you to do readings in the course. This is kind of, you can think of this course as kind of like a seminar style course, but in an online space, meaning it revolves heavily around having particular inquiries, conducting some close readings of research and practice articles related to that inquiry, and then engaging in a collaborative manner with each other in small groups, and then I kind of jump in and jump out in different ways, as you'll see. So I do give some details in terms of like how I expect you to actually, when I say read, what do I mean by reading? And then there are a few main assignments in the course. There's a response to readings, which I provide quite a bit of detail in terms of what's meant by that. There are what are called 3x3 screencasts. There's a literacy case study, and there's a strategy lesson plan. These two, both the literacy case study and the strategy lesson plan, that has to be submitted via live text. There's a breakdown of how your grade is derived. There's some communication tips. Sometimes it can be awkward for students to communicate when they're not in a face-to-face class. And so I provide some guidance in terms of how to go about doing that. And then I think you'll find this pretty helpful. What I've done here is I've tried to break down what I like to call like the rhythm of the class. So over the entire semester, this is sort of the rhythm of our work. We have a brief introductions and histories for a week that we go through, and then the course kind of revolves around what are called reading and responding to research cycles. So there's one here and there's one here, and then there are two main assignments kind of planned out here. Other assignments planned out here. So the reading and responding to research cycles is essentially this. Each week, once you get into these cycles, there's a driving question and there's a collection of readings. So let's say you have a group of 4. On any given one of those weeks, 3 of the 4 members of the group are going to read those articles really, really closely and compose a response to research, a reading response by Tuesday at 9 p.m. And then the group leader, who's rotating every week, the group leader then, once his or her group mates' responses are posted, the group leader reads them through, scrutinizes them a bit, and then composes what's called a 3x3. And the 3x3 is essentially kind of like a screencast where you get 3 slides for 3 minutes, and you have to provide an overview of what folks talked about, offer some insights, and then conclude by making a connection to like classroom practice. And so you'll get into the hang of it. Everyone's going to do at least 2 of them over the course of the semester. Okay. And here then you'll see that I break down kind of week by week. This is what these are the readings, these are the questions. Over here it's a reminder of kind of when things are due, and that's it. You should find that the recurring nature of the assignments, though with some rotation of who's in charge, the recurring nature actually should make life quite a bit easier for you. Now, because you are working in groups, you'll see that I've got group schedules over here, and it shows you on a group leader rotation who's the group leader each week in your group. And when you are, for example, if you're engaging in some of the coursework, and what you would see in here when you click on it, I'm not sure it'll be here for week 1. Actually, I can open this up so you can just see one of the other weeks. We'll go back here to coursework, and I'll open up one of these other ones so you can see. We'll go to group week 3. What you'll see is that when you click on discussion boards, like here would be the readings with links that go right to the articles, and then when you go to the discussion boards, you'll see that you have like a week 3 reading. You click on that, and then by week 3 you should be creating your own discussion threads, and you'll say group A or group B, and I'll give you more information on that as it gets closer. Initially it'll look more like this. I've pre-populated the first couple weeks for you so you can see there. All right, so that should just give you an orientation. You'll get more supports and how-tos from me as the semester goes on. If you do have a question that you think other people are probably sharing, I strongly recommend that you go over to the questions and comments section in the discussion board and post it there, so that I have a chance, when I respond, other people can actually can learn from it as well. I also suggest that for any of the discussion boards that you're posting on, your own groups, as well as the questions and comments, click subscribe so that when updates are made to it, you'll be kind of actively notified by the system. All right, I know that's a lot at first. Don't sweat it. The first thing you got to do is just get into the course, make sure you can see what you think you need to see, click on the syllabus, start reading through it slowly and thoughtfully, check out who's in your group, make some contact with them, and you'll be in great shape for week 1. So don't worry about that. And then if you have any questions, again, you can hit me up on the discussion boards. You can also shoot me an email if you need to. If you're ever running into an emergency, you can always text me as well at my number here on the syllabus. All right, so thanks very much, and I'll see you online.